How's it going, John?
It's going well tonight. How are you?
Same old, same old. Doing
Same
just
old, same
fine.
old. Yes, staying home. Still no vaccinations for
Nope.
us.
But I did see that our county dropped from the extreme risk category to the high risk category, which means things are trending in the right direction. And it also means that limited indoor seating in restaurants is on the things that's now allowable. So
On the horizon.
I think those start this Friday. So
I am excited to see things improving. And
yep,
yeah. But patience is warranted. Patience is warranted. Uh,
yep,
I think I saw. I'll be honest. I haven't actually been tracking it as closely as, well, certainly not as closely as many people. But I thought I saw something that someday in the last week, there was a total of more than 1.8 million people vaccinated in one day across the
yeah.
across the states. So
And my wife was just telling me that the pharmacies, so like Walgreens, Safeway, pl- uh, grocery stores with pharmacies are going to start being able to give out the vaccine as well, similar to how they do flu shots. So,
that will be awesome. That will be awesome. So it'll come. I actually read another thing. I feel like this is this is all total rampant speculation, but that it won't be terribly long. My pessimistic take has been it won't be till the fall. Like,
yep.
just expect through the summer, kind of keep this on.
Mm-hmm.
I read something the other day that was like, that suggested that by late spring, they actually said March. I just totally cannot believe March.
Yeah.
That the high demand for the vaccine will actually be tapering off, and they'll be looking for people to, keep
Right.
keep the needles flowing, so to speak. But
Keep the
we'll see.
needles flowing.
We'll see. I don't know. we're
Uh,
just we're just we're just home,
yep.
staying home, being good, working. Kids are playing PlayStation 4 and doing school, and that's
Mm,
pretty much it. Yeah,
yep.
we're so big. Portending news, at least in Oregon, is there's a chance of major snowfall in the next couple of days.
Snowpocalypse 2021,
Snowpocalypse. That's right.
which means 2 inches of snow.
I was gonna say, oh, I don't know. My wife said there was at least one. They've got lots of different models. That one of the
Yeah.
models was showing possibly like 8 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
And I am like, yeah, right. But you know what? If it did, that would be just fine.
Well, tomorrow around noon it's supposed to start, so we'll see.
I'll tell you, it was cold today. I
Mm.
I generally I have this little like oil heater next to me, one of those little thermostat register kind of things, and I just kind of keep that on down in the basement here normally when I'm cold. But today I fired up the pellet stove and had the pellet stove going all day, so it was so cozy down in the basement. It was very nice. It was very, very pleasant. So anyway, but we'll
Yeah.
we'll see what snow, if snow comes tomorrow. We'll see. Well, how about this weekend? What'd you do this past weekend?
So let's see. My weekend, a lot of my my weekend, because there apparently was some kind of sports activity going on the TV
Sports ball.
that got really boring after about the first hour or so of it. So I spent most of the rest of my weekend trying to finish up my little hashtag app and get it submitted to the Mac App Store, edit, put together all the collateral that you need to do, fill out my privacy declaration that I don't ask for or use anyone's data in the app, and how
You don't collect anybody's private information.
no, and there's
You didn't
just so much
integrate
stuff.
any libraries, no analytics libraries that are sending all of their live location data to
Nope.
parts afar.
No. And so I think I'm going to clean up the code a little bit more, and similar to what I did with CastSnip, just put it on our mostly security GitHub and open source and let people play with it. There's still a few other things I need to do to make it easier, because it's not particularly easy to describe in words how it works. You kind of got to see it visually and go, oh, now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make a short video and put that on the App Store. But of course, those need to be in a certain format. And I went through and built all these images and then discovered that I didn't have the correct size. I thought I was doing the right size. I was not doing the right size. So I had to redo all my screenshots to fit the right size.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So that was most of my weekend doing that. And this upcoming weekend, maybe I should save this for next show, is assuming there isn't a snowpocalypse, will be the first drive for my boy who just got his permit. He has decided that this Saturday he wants to go driving in a parking lot, That's where we'll start. Just a parking lot. We'll spend the first 5 minutes not even getting it out of park. I'm just going to show you all the buttons and the knobs. You're going to press the accelerator. You'll see the engine rev. Oh, yeah. So.
Well, that's a big day.
We'll see how it goes with Snowpocalypse and whether or not we actually are able to get out. So, how was your weekend?
That's cool. Let's see. So Saturday, I did a lot of outside, like construction-y type stuff. I spent a bunch of time in my shop, kind of puttering around, and I worked in I did a lot of plywood sheeting for I don't know, the tack room project that is never ending because I'm never really working on it. But I did quite a bit of stuff, so that was good. I felt like it was one of those things that, you've got something that's just kind of looming over you because you haven't made any progress on it for I probably haven't done anything for a month since Christmas. And so that was good. And then Sunday was reserved mostly for the Super Bowl. Although, so two things. I did not plan appropriately. Maybe a couple more than two things. I did not plan appropriately. I figured I would put in a brisket for a dinner and have it smoking all day and then, have it done at night. But I need to remember that I got to put them in either the night before, which would probably be best, or the morning, like early that morning, because I did not actually get it on until like 11 o'clock or so. And it was not done until 10:30 p.m. So that was a total failure. So about 7 o'clock or so, we were like, well, okay, this is totally not going to happen. And we just had like chicken nuggets, something we could throw in the oven real quick for 20 minutes and have for dinner. So, but I did watch, and I'll use some air quotes, watch the Super Bowl with one of my boys who I bribe him to watch the Super Bowl with me with lots of chips and by playing a game on the iPad that we were kind of swapping back and forth on. So, we were multitasking, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah. We watched the first half and then we just it was on in the background for the second half.
Yeah. So it's okay. But I guess my frustration with that was that it was on CBS, and CBS in our area does not, you can't get it over the air. I can't get it over the air because like 2 years ago, they did something with their transmitter and the signal is just not strong enough.
Did you have your Tableau because that happened to me as well, and I just had to rescan with the Tableau, and it picked up because they changed the signals.
Did it come back on?
Yeah.
Because at
So
oh,
we watched it on the CBS with the Tableau.
okay. Well, you know what? I will. I will
Try
do that.
rescanning.
I will try rescanning. Because at the time, I remember researching it, and they had said that they were temporarily broadcasting on a lower bandwidth or a lower strength transmitter, but I mean that was like at this point a couple of years ago. Because I pay for CBS All Access,
So you got it anyways.
So I got it, but that way you can't pause it.
Oh,
so
yeah. The Tableau was nice.
Yeah, so Tableau is much nicer. Okay, so I will rescan. I'll see if that works. But, good weekend. Good weekend. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. It's supposed to be rainy, but it wasn't. It wasn't too bad at all. It's cold. It was cold out there, but it's cold out there today. By cold,
I'm not looking forward to this next week, which is supposedly down into the 20s, which is cold.
Fahrenheit. Yes.
Yes. Fahrenheit.
Yes. Below freezing.
Below freezing.
Below zero for normal people.
For the rest of the planet, below freezing.
Exactly. All right. Fun. Shall we get into it?
Yep. Follow up.
See. The follow up that keeps on giving. I threw I'll just throw a link in here because this week, CISA released 2 malware analysis reports, one for Sunburst and one for Teardrop. So I will put the link for Teardrop in the show notes. This is what was then used to drop the Cobalt Strike beacon. The malware analysis report has got a bunch of very specific info about the files, Yara rules to detect them, that kind of stuff. So I thought that was kind of continued follow on from that from the Sunburst stuff. But that was it. Just if your podcast player is the kind that has a nice picture and notes, you should be able to look right here and click on the link. So there you go.
That segues into my topic.
It does.
Supply chain attack.
Ooh, supply chain. Oh, the Sunburst. Okay. Yes. Supply chain attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my topic this week is, and we have talked about this before, about if a malicious actor were able to infect some NPM packages or Python packages or Ruby gems or any of these projects where you just kind of say include and you do, pull this down as part of the build process. I just want the latest build, whatever. It's very convenient.
Well, there's been lots of historical attacks, typo squatting attacks, or there was the famous left pad incident from
that Rage quit the internet and shut down half the
exactly.
planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this one is the twist with this one is a researcher was going and looking at public packages that were available from various companies who in their manifest files, the things that told it what other packages to pull down with it were not publicly available. So it turns out some of these projects that were public had the manifest files reference projects that were internal to whatever the company was.
Okay.
So the researcher thought, what if, since these projects that I see in these manifest files are not available publicly, what if I created a public project with that same name and tried to build the public repository?
Would it get pulled?
So would it succeed? And would it try to pull the external repository, or would it look for the internal one? And so the researcher went out and started creating a bunch of counterfeit projects for the various repositories, public repositories that were found for NPM and PyPy and Ruby gems. And they were done under a real account with a disclaimer saying this package is meant for security research purposes, does not contain any useful code. So there was no attempt to do anything malicious there. But the researcher discovered that if that application existed in both a public open source repository and a private build, the public package would get priority over the private build. And even in some cases, the package with a higher version would be prioritized regardless of wherever it was located. So what this meant was
this is brutal.
You could essentially inject malware, malicious activity into a company's internal build system by creating a public package with that name. So the researcher created these fake sites and then sat and watched them and created some a little to test so that it could be proven that something was happening and could submit for bug bounties. Created a little piece of DNS for data exfiltration over DNS just to prove that yes, your internal build system pulled from my public repository. This is probably something you want to go look at. And
wait. So he.
Yeah.
What did he do with it? So he didn't put like a canary or something in there. He makes it do a lookup for
something that would only be internal to the company. And then
it's
could include that.
DNS.
Yes, that's the funny. Anyways, but through all these efforts, earned over $130,000 in bug bounties from Microsoft, Yelp, PayPal, Apple. There was a bunch.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait. He got a bunch of bug bounties?
Yes, by basically proving that by basically searching GitHub.
Good for them.
Public GitHub for all these repositories that had referenced what were libraries or other packages that were not public. So clearly they had to be internal, or maybe they were misspelled or whatever the reason was. Created a public one and was able to get quite a bit of money in bug bounties, submitting all these details to various companies, and got different responses from different companies. But all in all, the supply chain problem is, as towards the end says, attacks are expected to grow. It is a hard problem to fix. It's an easy problem to fix. Just don't use external libraries. But
nicely played. Good luck.
But
that's like those people that say that if you don't like the internet, don't use it.
Yeah, it's an easy problem to fix. It's not a practical problem to fix.
It's not a practical solution. Yeah.
So, anyways, the details are great. I actually have two articles that I stumbled across the researcher's Medium blog post first, and then saw it in supply chain in Bleeping Computer. So
the Medium post is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very detailed as to what happened, how it all functioned. So
yeah, and he got at least three $30,000 bounties.
Mm-hmm.
Good, or they. I don't know if it's a him or a he or a she. They got $90,000, at least $90,000. So good for them. Oof.
Yep. So there you go.
I don't know. There's a comment in here that says, "What was this? The Apple thing." Let's see. When I brought up the idea this bug may have allowed a threat actor to inject backdoors into Apple ID, Apple did not consider that this level of impact accurately represented the issue. But I'm not sure, because you were able to run code. You were able to run arbitrary code inside their environment.
Yep.
That is a serious level of capability. I mean, I guess there's no... he did say he got the current username it might have been interesting. I don't know if he said it in here because I didn't see this article until you just brought it up. But did he have some notion of whether or not he had root or the ability to sudo?
No.
Yeah. Be a good thing to combine with a little bit of what was the one from the pseudo bug?
yeah. The one that I had to update my Mac this morning for.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I updated all my Ubiquity devices. I think I said on the podcast 2 weeks ago that Ubiquity was vulnerable. So anyway. Okay, well that is tricky. That is a nice find. Good job, Alex.
Yep, I like that one. All right.
I do too. Okay, I have a couple things. The first one, is it security? I'm not sure it's security, but it's a little bit security, and it's a little depressing. So this is a has to do with the algorithms to identify copyrighted music playing in videos and live streams. Because there are, this is a Beverly Hills police department, and there's an Instagram video of a person who, the person is live streaming their interactions with the police and doing Freedom of Information Act requests for body cam footage of officers in, various situations. So I am 100% on the side of transparency. I just, for all that kind of, all the stuff that's been going on the last, this has been a pretty rough 12 months with, the George Floyd situation last summer and Breonna Taylor and all the other things that are going on. So I'm 100% on, Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. And I think that transparency is mandatory. But what this officer is on video doing, and evidently it's not the first time, is basically turning music on his phone, the speakerphone, so that the Instagram live stream filters will detect copyright infringement and shut down the live stream. Kind of a dystopian algorithmic scenario. I don't know. So this is this is a link to a short Twitter thread by Cory Doctorow, who's a fellow at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and so the thread has a little bit of info, and I went to the Instagram video and watched most of it. I kind of skipped ahead to the part where he was putting on the music, but so this is a unintended consequences and a situation where there's an asymmetry of reaction, because it's, the machines will take things down, but then it's really hard to get them restored.
Right.
Even though, this isn't even really fair use, right? This is, sabotage of the footage, so to speak. And then the second kind of unintended consequence of things like this is that evidently, there's some form of strikes, if you can get the person's to have, I don't know if it's 3, but so many videos taken down for copyright infringement, their account might get banned.
Right.
So, and later on in the thread, Cory says that sometime last year, this was being done at Nazi rallies by people basically trying to play music to make it so that the Nazi... Oh, it says back in 2019, anti-racist activists experimented playing copyright music at Nazi rallies to make them unpostable on social media. At the time, I warned that this would end badly. So Anyway, so it's security-ish related, I think. And, not a great situation, but I figured I would just at least put that in here for my first kind of mini topic.
All right.
So check that out. The second thing, this week was Patch Tuesday. So, happy Patch Day. Happy Patch Day. But the link I will put in here is to three of the patches that were fixed were in the TCP/IP stack, Windows TCP/IP stack. And I pulled out a couple notes here. Let's see. Today, Microsoft released a set of fixes affecting Windows TCP/IP that include 2 critical remote code execution vulnerabilities and an important denial of service vulnerability. The 2 RCE vulnerabilities are complex, which make it difficult to create functional exploits, so they're not likely in the short term. And then I'm not quoting here anymore, but obviously once the patch is done, or patch is released, it can be reverse engineered. People know that that's RCE. They can go back and figure out a way to get it to happen.
Right.
All right. Back to the Microsoft text. Quote, we believe attackers will be able to create DOS exploits. Sorry, I should say denial of service instead of DOS. Disk operating system. They can create denial of service exploits much more quickly and expect all 3 issues might be exploited with a DOS attack shortly after release. Thus, we recommend customers move quickly to apply Windows security updates this month. The DOS attack, it says, the DOS exploits for these CVEs would allow a remote attacker to cause a stop error. Customers might receive a blue screen on any Windows system directly exposed to the internet with minimal network traffic.
Ouch.
So, yeah, clearly I didn't dig into the actual CVEs, but parsing issue probably, because they did have information in the link here about what the mitigations are, and there are mitigations if you're unable to patch. They do have workarounds that involve basically turning off features of the network stack, or they also said that firewall or network perimeter devices could also act as a mitigation, if devices are unable to be patched for some reason. But the final thing I kind of pulled out about this one was that one of the reasons why they're pretty confident that there's no in the wild use here is it says, quote, these vulnerabilities were discovered by Microsoft as part of our continual focus on strengthening the security of our products. At this time, we have no evidence these vulnerabilities were known to any third party. They result from a flaw in Microsoft's implementation of TCP/IP and affect all Windows versions. So, must go way back. So, there you go. Patch. Patch.
Alrighty.
All right. And then the third thing I pulled out was just for you, kind of. So this is a, you mentioned JavaScript earlier. So this is a WordPress plugin. Let's see, the quote here, on December 14th, the Word Fence threat intelligence team finished researching 2 CSRF cross-site request forgery vulnerabilities in NextGen Gallery, a WordPress plugin with over 800,000 installations, including a critical severity vulnerability that could lead to remote code execution and stored cross-site scripting. Exploitation of these vulnerabilities could lead to site takeover, malicious redirects, spam injection, phishing, and much more. So, pretty bad vulnerability. If it cross-site scripting and remote code execution, it's pretty much as bad as it gets on the website. So but 2 things, that a good and a bad. The good. So they said that they reached out to the plugin's publisher so what was it? December 14th. So they reached out to the publisher the same day and provided full disclosure the next day on December 15th. Imagely sent us patches for review on December 16th, so one day later, and published the patched version on December 17th. So basically, found one day, disclosed the next day, patch supplied the third day, patch fixed the fourth day. So, there's something to be said for JavaScript patch. And it was probably it was a one-line fix. Okay, to be honest, it's a one-line fix. And they don't have to compile, right? I mean, it's nothing. But presumably they did some kind of testing. But anyway, just at the end of the day, a 4-day turnaround, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
So that was the good. The bad. And this is because this is for you and JavaScript. The function integrated both a capability. They said that there's basically a function that is authorized request that they consolidated security into to say, hey, should I allow this to go? And they said in the article that, the developer had clearly tried to secure things appropriately. So, quote, this function integrated both a capability check and a nonce check into a single function for easier application throughout the plugin. Unfortunately, a logic flaw in the is authorized request function meant that the nonce check would allow requests to proceed if the request nonce parameter was missing rather than invalid. So basically, a null check.
Yeah.
and JavaScript and nulls is not normal. So there you go. I figured you would really appreciate the call out to
nulls in JavaScript.
To JavaScript. Yeah.
Yeah. The null in JavaScript is not null. I don't know how else to say it. Anyways, it's all good.
There you go. So that one was for you.
Thank you.
That one was for you. All right. What'd you bring me fun tonight?
So I have two funs, and they're both video recommendations.
Video does not do awesome on podcasts. But
I know,
neither does my fun thing either. So it's okay.
So, one of the fun things you get to do with a much more catalog based movie selection that is just a click away in your favorite, streaming app is the chance to get to see some foreign movies. Before you would have to go down to the Blockbuster and rent one, or wait for them to be on, a TV channel that you subscribe to. Now they're everywhere, which is actually kind of cool.
Okay.
So I came across a Korean movie from 2017 called Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds, which I just kind of, it was one of those things where it recommended it to me. I'm like, why is it recommending? Then I read the plot and watched the trailer and thought, wow, this is actually up my alley. It's subtitled in English, so you have to read the subtitles the whole movie. Mm-hmm. But it is visually fascinating. Basically, the plot of the movie is this very wholesome guy, he happens to be a firefighter, dies. And so he then has to pass these 7 trials to prove that he lived a noble life and should be able to reincarnate and go back and live another life. And he has these 3 people who help him through the trials. They're basically his defense. And he has to go up against, and it is visually fun. I enjoyed it very much.
Was it live action or animated?
No, it was live action. Yeah, it was live action. A lot of special effects, very well done. Even the jokes, you had to read the jokes, so you saw somebody laugh, and then you read, and okay, that was funny now. So it's a little weird having to read, but I enjoyed it. And now there's a second movie out, which I noticed from 2019. I think it's a sequel to the movie, which now I'm like, oh, now I got to watch that because I enjoyed the first one.
Okay, Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds.
If you want to try check out a foreign movie. It's a great little Korean movie that I enjoyed. If you like kind of visually stunning, visually interesting, and the plot was fun, the whole story was kind of fun. So,
my kids watch a ton of anime.
yeah.
And they're very much, is it subbed or dubbed and that kind of thing. And I think they could totally stand a subbed movie.
This is a subtitle movie, and it is a lot of fun. I thought it was a lot of fun. I haven't watched the second one yet, but it's on my to-do list.
Okay.
So that was my first something
that's
fun.
Cool.
And then to throw in just another short, Disney Plus has these little tiny shorts. So they're not even like Pixar shorts. It's called Pixar Popcorn. So the 5 to 7 minute Pixar shorts that are
love
in
those things.
front
They're
of those.
awesome.
These are 1 to 2 minute, really, really short ones.
The shorts that would be in front of the shorts.
Yes, these are the shorts that would be in front of the shorts. It's called Pixar Popcorn and the Incredibles shorts. So there's like some Toy Story shorts, popcorns, I guess. They're not shorts, popcorns. Toy Story, Incredibles, Soul, a number of the, very Finding Nemo, various movies, and they're really short and very well done and cute. But the Incredibles ones are incredible.
Okay, so I love the Incredibles. So okay, I will totally have to watch those.
You gotta go check out the 2. I think there's 10 total, and this is just season 1, so it looks like they're gonna do a lot of them, or it looks like this is gonna be a recurring thing.
So wait, so a whole season, and there's 10 of them, so I could watch them in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it even has
that is a season I could get behind.
Yeah, it even has, you can watch them individually, or there's a play all, and it's 22 minutes long. So,
perfect. That's
you
my
watch
kind
the whole
of TV.
thing. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. So
that's cool.
If you have Disney Plus, go check out the Pixar Popcorn, and if you have Hulu, go check out Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds.
Okay.
There's my
Very
fun.
Cool. Very cool. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Okay, I also brought 2 funs tonight. The first is a microscopic chameleon.
I love this.
This is this came up in, I think I was reading Apple News or something like that, but it came up on the BBC. So It says, quote, and I'll put this image from the article in, or a capture of the image from the article in the show notes, so you can just open your podcast player if it does images and look at this. But it says, scientists believe they may have discovered the smallest reptile on Earth, a chameleon subspecies the size of a seed. 2 of the tiny lizards were discovered by a German Madagascan expedition team in Madagascar. The male Brookesia nana, or Nano Chameleon, has a body of just 13.5 millimeters. I don't think in terms of millimeters, but I can move the decimal place and say that's 1.3 centimeters, and that is easier for me to think in. So 1.3 centimeters long. It's basically the width of your most people's fingernails, or the length of somebody's fingernail, about it. So
that's a half an inch.
It's tiny. It's microscopic, and it's adorable. So let's see.
Yeah.
I wonder if the crickets would eat it. So it says researchers found it hunts for mites on the rainforest floor and hides from predators at night in blades of grass. In a blog post, Dr. Mark Schurz, one of the researchers involved in the discovery, called it a spectacular case of extreme miniaturization. And they found a male and a female. But they have not found any others yet. But so anyway, that's my first. Check it out. It's a short article. It's mostly because, oh my gosh, it's cute. Unless that's a Photoshop, it's a joke. I'm gonna go with it's not from BBC, but anyway,
there may be follow up.
My second is something exciting is going to happen next week.
I am looking forward to this.
Let's see, what is it? This 18th, a new Mars rover lands. The 18th? So today's the 10th. which would make next Wednesday the 17th. So next Thursday. Sorry, doing date math in my head. Dates are hard. NASA is scheduled to land its first rover on Mars in nearly 3 years when Perseverance descends to the Jezero crater on February 18th. A special live stream for students starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, and the landing broadcast will begin at 11:15 a.m. Pacific. So I'm very excited for this. So I'm hoping
block your calendar
next Thursday. In fact, yeah, I will have to remember. I'll block my calendar. Try and block my calendar after this.
That'll be exciting to see.
Yeah, I don't know. I like space. If you've been listening to this podcast for long, you know how much we like space. Mm-hmm. So let's see the two points about this for next week. The first of which is that they will not be able to offer a live feed, it says, because of data delays during the descent. That said, NASA will still offer live feeds of the mission control room and the Perseverance. Let's see, it says, quote, the Perseverance will be able to transmit low-resolution images of Mars's surface shortly after landing. So.
Is it 20 minute? Is that about right? I can't remember what the typical delay is from Mars.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't remember either. I don't know if my 20 minutes comes from some television show that I watched, and so it's completely made up, or if it's like actual
totally falsified. I don't know. So that's the first thing. So yeah, it'll be there, but it's not like you'll be watching the SpaceX crash live, since it is going over the interstellar network. Right. So the second fun fact is that the Perseverance rover has a helicopter. It says the Perseverance rover is equipped with a small helicopter named Ingenuity that NASA hopes to fly around the planet to collect data. So Ingenuity will mark NASA's first experimental flight test on another planet. So that's
That'll
cool.
Be fun.
I'm just kind of picturing the scientists going, you know what we should do? We should put a drone. I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures of this. I didn't dig around. I'm sure there are pictures on the web. And I don't know that it's a drone because this article clearly says helicopter. But anyway, I think that will be exciting. Mm-hmm. So that's my second fun thing. It's kind of a fun thing for next week, but next week, our episode for next week will not be out by the time this happens.
Right. So 2 weeks before we can talk about it.
Two weeks before we'll talk about it again here. I'm sure I hope that will be follow up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But there we go. Check it out.
Alrighty.
All right, man. Call it a show.
Yep. Thanks, John.
All right. Yeah. Be well. Be safe.
Yeah.
And talk to you next week.
We'll see you.
All right. Bye.